What's up, community? We just had a social media music teacher community vision call, and I wanted to kind of share this final draft with you all. It's kind of like a little poster, showing and talking about my vision, our vision, the culture that I want to have here in our social media music teacher community, but kind of just sharing my vision on how I am helping music teachers be able to create six-figure studios without necessarily needing to teach 40 hours a week anymore. And want to kind of go through the problem, the mission, and more importantly, our values that we kind of champion here, and be able to just kind of go through it, share you my way of thinking with this, because I think it's like all really important. So, what is the problem that we're solving here? I know that for me, the problem that I really want to solve is the problem that college Ben went through. And some of you know my story on that as well. But it's kind of like that traditional model. And I feel like the problem that a lot of teachers go through is the traditional music school model really limits our time, money, and freedom. When, when I was growing my piano studio, I remember I hit a cap at a certain point because I I felt like getting more students meant getting more work. And I was at a point where I was just so busy with rehearsals, with school, with practice, and just being a music major specifically. Like, I didn't have any time to take on more students than I already had. So I was limited on my income, limited on my time because I didn't have more time to be able to make more money, but also the freedom and the flexibility, right? I felt like I was cornered, and I feel like I kind of grew up in an industry where I needed to get a physical location in my local area and hire a bunch of teachers. Like, that's the only way I knew how to grow. And because that was the only way that I knew how to grow, like, I didn't go that route because it just wasn't aligned for me. So if I knew there was a different way, if I knew there was a different route to take, like, my life would be completely different. Maybe I wouldn't even be here, right? I wouldn't be here trying to solve the very problem that we're here to solve. Um, but I feel like that traditional model is something that I have seen for years and for almost like different generations of teachers as well. Like, my piano teacher was in this traditional music school model where she had 40 students, so much so that she had to do two different recitals because she had so many students. And I've never spoken to her like directly about this because I was a kid, but I'm pretty sure she was burnt out, right? I'm pretty sure she was really tired. She was exhausted by all the students that she had to teach. She probably had problem parents and problem students as well that she probably outgrew. I hope I wasn't a problem student, but that's like the problem we're trying to solve here. And it kind of goes into this idea of the lifestyle music school. And I've been talking about this more and more with my content recently. I talked about this in our community call today, but my mission here is to empower music teachers to create lifestyle music schools so that they can feel fulfilled earning a secure income while having the freedoms to support their own creativity as well. I know that for me, when I was getting into music, I kind of accepted this fact that, like, oh, you're going into like a broke industry, you're going to the starving artist industry, which I did not want to do. I didn't want that. I believe that, like, I didn't have to go down that route as well. So when it came down to choosing between being a public school music teacher and being a private piano teacher, like, I saw the potential in like running my own studio, running my own business, and I wanted to go after that because I wanted to have that secure income, but also have time for myself as a musician as well, not have to be tied down to teaching at a public school, which I saw my mom's a public school teacher, and I saw the toll that she went through and the lack of time that she had with us because she had to do what she needed to do to support us. And I appreciate her for that, but I didn't want to be trapped in that lifestyle as well. So with the term of like the lifestyle music school, it's kind of like the term of like lifestyle businesses. And there was like a time in my life where I realized the difference between lifestyle business and like a venture capitalist backed business. And this was back when I was doing an entrepreneurship program at SDSU. And I remember I was doing an incubator. And at the end of this incubator program, you have to do a pitch deck in front of like entrepreneurs. And I remember doing my pitch deck. And what I did my pitch deck on was actually this business, this coaching business. It was called something else. I was probably, but the fundamental of like helping teachers was still like the main thing. And I remember a question that one of the panelists asked me, and I forgot like how it was phrased. I don't remember it exactly, but I remember it being said in a very like condescending way, where they were like, are you trying to create like a real business or just a lifestyle business? And that was the first time I ever heard about that term, lifestyle business. And that time I didn't know how to answer that. And I still don't know like exactly how they phrased it. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the exact way, but that's how it felt for me. That's what it felt like in my experience, that they felt like it felt like they were being condescending, as if creating a business that supported my lifestyle wasn't as good as creating a business that you can get VCs to invest millions of dollars in and stuff like that, which I don't have to go into the politics of college, but but the point was is that like I felt like a lifestyle business was a bad thing up until recently, when I start learning from my coach and I start seeing that, and I start valuing the fact that my clients aren't just building music schools and earning more money, but they're doing it in a way that is really aligned with them, that is giving them more freedom to be able to play their music. And that's something that I had to model for myself first when I started going more all in on my coaching, especially last year, because of the model that I was in, because I didn't have to work as much. I had so much time to work on my own music production, and that's kind of what fueled this mission. Because I lived out having that secure income while having the freedom to support my own creativity, to be able to dedicate time to work on my craft of being a musician. That's something that I want every single music teacher to be able to do, something that we should all be living. So that's the mission. I like, if you're watching this right now, that's the vision that I see for all music teachers. So whether your vision is the same or it's a little bit different, I just want to be able to share that. Again, like, my mission is to empower music teachers to create lifestyle music schools. Lifestyle music schools, not the traditional music school model that is limiting your time and money and freedom, not just constraining you to one-on-one lessons, but I want you to feel fulfilled earning a secure income while having the freedom to support your own creativity. And whether that's in music, whether that's in traveling, whether that's in something else, we have Emily in our community, and she's doing dog training. That's her own creativity, right? Like it doesn't have to be in music, but it's for you to fulfill your life. Your business should support your dream lifestyle that you are trying to live. So kind of going into the values here, I wanted to kind of break down each one of them. There's 10 of them. Won't go too deep into them because I don't want this video to go on like way too long, but I wanted to just give my thoughts. So first, being an irresistible music teacher, that's a big one. Giving yourself that affirmation of, I am the one for my dream students. It's a big thing strategically, right? We want to niche down, but also just like in life, like your purpose in life. Your purpose is to be, you are the one for your dream students. You are special. You are you are like a combination of all these experiences, these stories that make up who you are, that you are inherently going to be different and unique from someone else, from other music teachers as well. So understanding that you are an irresistible music teacher, that you can lead from one, and that you can lead by being one, is really that first key and that foundation here. The next thing is like a creative way of being. So there's a great book out there, The Creative Act, A Way of Being, and my belief here is that we should live as creatives, whether it's in business or music. So this applies for our content creation. Most oftentimes I see I see teachers really struggling with content creation because they see it as like a whole nother skill set. Whereas like that is something that we should be really creative in. We should be creating our content creation the same way that we approach our music and our art and our business as a whole as well, our life. Like the way that you treat your music and the way that you build the habits, the habits and the standards that you teach your students to have in your music, in their music, is the same exact way that we should translate it when we are working on our business as well, and the skill sets in there. Because when we go down to the next one, Kaizen is like a Japanese term. If you look it up, it's all about continuous improvement. So that's something that like I'm always living out. Like I'm still really young, 25 as of filming this, but I'm always improving my skills. And I know that every single teacher in our community is the same way as well. That's why they're in the program, because they believe in continuously improving their skill sets as well. All skills in life. Living authentically. So staying true to my standards even when it's scary, right? Like sharing your beliefs and your opinions out to your audience, even if it's scary, even if you feel like you will be judged. Living authentically, living your true self. Again, this kind of goes back to you are the one. Like you can't be the one if you're trying to be like someone else. It's impossible. So living authentically, staying true to your standards, that's important, right? If you don't do any makeups, if your standard is no makeups, stand firm with that, right? If you are someone that expects your students to practice, stay true to that standard, lead them. Going to self-accountability now. I put here our desire for excellence is not rooted by anything outside of me. A lot of teachers hire me for accountability. But I believe that, the best accountability you can give yourself is self-accountability. And it's awesome because my dream clients are the ones that I work with. And my dream clients, I know they don't need me to be there holding their hands, but they do value accountability from other people. But at the end of the day, their desire for excellence is not rooted by me. It's not rooted by an expectation from someone else, but they want to be excellent. They want to strive for that because it's internally motivated. I know for me, I started my Twitch channel because I wanted to keep myself accountable for my own music, and I have my YouTube channel with like all of my hours and hours of music production, and you can see like all the hours I put in. But that's my way of being self-accountable as well. So think about it for yourself. How can you make it fun? How can you make yourself staying accountable for yourself fun? How can you reward yourself? All of those things really apply. Holistic approach. This is a big one. A lot of the teachers here in our community, they're very holistic, where they know it's not just about technique and theory, but it's about the impact that music can have on your life. It's about holistically being a musician as well. And the same thing applies for business, right? Like every single decision that we make, we're going to think about it like, how is this affecting our business? But how is it also affecting our life as well? A lot of the questions that clients ask me, the teachers in our community ask me, is like not just business questions, but life questions. And I don't know, like I'm living in some weird world where like a 50-year-old teacher is asking a 25-year-old life advice, even though I've lived half the life. It doesn't make sense, but I know that what I value is sharing my experience, sharing my opinion. So the main thing is like I believe in that, right? I believe in having that balance between business and life, and I know that the teachers in our community value that as well. Illogical belief. This is a big one that I got from like another business coach as well recently from a workshop that I went through. But unconditional courage, confidence, and conviction in my mission. So unconditional, unwavering, all of that applies, but it kind of goes back here that like our courage, our confidence, our conviction is not determined by anything outside of me. That you don't need anything else to have illogical belief in yourself that you can do anything that is possible. The moment I start hearing, oh, but I can't raise my prices because of this, because like people in my area can't pay that much. I can't do group lessons because my students don't like it, right? It's like, if we have that belief, that's always going to limit us. But if we have illogical belief to the point where we're delusional, we'll make that into our reality. And that's what I fully believe. But you don't need anything else. You don't need anyone telling you why you need to believe anything. Like, you follow your own beliefs, no matter how delusional it is. I'm all for it. Next one, detach from the outcome. Living free from judgment and expectations. That's how I see it, that, right? It's like, I believe that the path that you are on, the path that you end up being on, is what you need to be on. It's like, that's the path that you're meant to be on. The path that you end up on is where you're meant to be. So if you believe that, then all we can really do in this present moment is work to be ready for that moment, right? For me, I want to perform on the biggest stages out there and work with my favorite artists someday in the future. But am I going to be ready for that moment when the time comes? So that's what I'm focusing on right now, is focusing on building those skills so that when the time does come, I'll be ready for that. Aligned action as well. We can have all the belief in the world, but if we don't do anything, like, it's not going to become a reality. That's the truth. That's just the truth of it. So aligned action, I see that as like having the discipline to do what is needed, even when it's difficult, right? Posting content is so hard to stay consistent, but it's needed to do. Are you going to have what it takes to have the discipline to do the actions that are aligned with who you need to be? And then lastly, servant leadership. How I kind of see that is like a balance, right? Of course, in order to take care of others, we need to take care of ourselves first, right? I don't believe in sacrificing our own standards and boundaries in order to help someone else, because that's not what's going to be best for them. I believe in putting the mask in front of ourselves over others. But how I want you to think of this is, and how I think of this is prioritizing our clients' growth and results without the need for validation. That's the biggest thing. I am here to serve you, not just I'm here to serve you and not boost my ego or anything like that. Like that's something that I'm working through a lot too, where it's like, do I want to help clients out because it's truly helping them out, or it's because it's making me look like a better coach, right? So for you, figure out where is that going to be rooted? Where's that motivation going to be rooted towards? How are you going to be a servant leader? How are you going to prioritize your students' results without the need for validation, right? You don't need to get your clients great results to show other people that you are a great teacher. You already are a great teacher. But focusing and prioritizing on their results, making sure that they get to their transformation, is going to be the main thing. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, this is like kind of like a shared group project here. So I'd love to hear your kind of like your feedback in the comments, what you feel like resonated with you, whether you feel like something else comes to mind that you would possibly want to add. But other than that, though, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.